So that wasn't much of an introduction, but tonight's a late night video. I can't talk a whole lot, but there's something I wanted to cover, and I figured like I was gonna do it anyway tonight, so I thought maybe this is a good topic for a short video-ish. So this is my GORUCK GRXC1 Guerrilla X Carryology Dyneema GR1 thingy. It is a very nice backpack that I am very much liking. There's not a whole lot I'm going to say about the bag itself, but what I am going to say is that with most GORUCKs, one thing I really like to do is I really like to paracord this top handle. Paracord wrap, as it were. Now, I am by no means an expert at this, but I will share the general idea of what I do when I do this. This video is being shot at night. The reason is my baby's asleep. This is the only time I could get to do it. But I think it'll be good enough for you to see what I'm going to do. So, things you need to do this. Number one, tape measure. A tape measure is kind of important. I'll explain in a second. Second thing you need is a lighter of the standard variety. That is also important for this part, which is the paracord itself. And choose a color that you would like. I have a multi-tool here. The multi-tool is, I don't know much about multi-tools. I'm not like a multi-tool kind of guy per se, but basically I think it's this titanium something or other. I'm going to basically use this for its, I don't know what you call that. It's like a, I'll show you. It's like a, this guy, some kind of a hook thingy, but it cuts the paracord very easily, so I'm going to use it for that. So those are the things you need. Now, basically, the first way you start is, well, you look at the handle itself. The handle on mine is here. You can see it there. GORUCK handles are actually very nice. It's just that I like the way the paracord feels on the bag. Put it in the frame would be nice there. Like an idiot. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you want to start out by measuring how long this is. So let's take a quick measure. So it is at approximately 15 centimeters. I am a Canadian in South Korea. We do not use inches. I mean, if you're anywhere but the US of A, you don't use inches, so you'll probably understand what I mean. It's 15 centimeters basically. And that 15 centimeters is important because you have to basically think you need 20 centimeters of paracord for every 1 centimeter you need to cover here. So that's how you're going to count out how much paracord you need to wrap the entirety of this bag. So I just said there's 15 centimeters, so that would need about 300 centimeters of this guy. Hopefully I have enough here. I believe I do. And the best way I find to measure it out, basically what you can probably do is, this is 15, right? So this is 15, you basically need 20 of those. Does that make sense? So like, instead of using the calculator, you can just think, make a line like so, figure out about the length of the paracord, and then you can just think you need 20 of these guys. So I counted out like this. So now I have 1, 2. Okay, so there we are. I have 20 of that. I mean, it's not very scientific. It is just about, you'll see it's not super important. I am not the type of person that cares that much, just as long as it's close. So there you go, I cut it with that thing. So you have to burn these off. And the reason you do that is so that they don't coagulate, or so that it coagulates and that it doesn't fray. You'll see I forgot to do it on this side and I ended up with something that looked like this, so no good. So I'm gonna throw that spare aside. Now I've got two ends of paracord that are perfectly coagulated. Now we're looking here. Basically what we're doing here is called a cobra knot. And look, I'm no expert at this at all, and it's probably gonna take me 10 takes to show you how to do this, but I'm here to persevere and we're gonna be able to do it to my beautiful GORUCK here. So I'm in the middle now. So basically what I did was I found the middle here by grabbing the ends until I got to the middle. Once I got to the middle, I kind of hold it back like this. I don't know if you can see what I'm saying here. I kind of hold it back like this. And then I take this top strand here and I wrap it around. So I got kind of what looks like a knot. Can you see that? And then this part's gonna go under. So I'm gonna go under. So now I'm going under the handle and then through the loop on the other side. And then I'm gonna pull it tight. And basically what you end up with is a thing that looks like a little knot here. You see that? So you end up with something that looks like a knot like this. I know it's black on black, apologies, but this is how I was going to do mine anyway, so I'm showing you the way I was gonna do it because, you know, well, I was gonna do it anyway. So you just take that loop that you just made over here on this side and you wrap this string around this part and then up and through. Now hold it tight, pull, and then basically what you end up with is another knot on the other side. So now we have a knot here on this side. So can you see? You end up with two knots. This is where you can start to adjust your spacing. So you can kind of bring it in, you know, closer to the edge. Now we're gonna make a loop on this side because we're on the opposite side now, like so. So I'm making a loop on this side. I'll put it this way so you can see a little bit better. Make a loop on this side. And then, oh, I can't see now myself. So make a loop on this side and then you wrap the other side around under the paracord, under the handle, and then you pull it through and you end up with another knot. So now we're at like, can you see we're at like three or so knots. Now, it's important now, it starts to get fast. So basically you can just do it again. You make this knot and you get in a groove. So you take this, loop it around, go under the handle, and then up through this loop that you just made, and then you pull it tight, and now you can start getting in a groove. So you can just go by really quick. I'll do it like here on the camera, but I'll speed it up so you can see a little bit later. But I'm not a pro, as I said, I'm not a pro, but it is kind of meditative, you know? Just as you go, you can adjust your spacing down. So I'm just pushing it down like this. And yeah, it's something to just chill with. For me, it's very like relaxing to do this. Aside from the fact that I'm sweating my somethings off here, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm gonna speed up the rest. Okay, so I'm near the end here. Flip it around so you can see. Basically, you end up with something that looks like this. Now, my work is not very clean, as you can imagine. I'm a newbie at this too, just like you guys are. But, I mean, it feels good. It feels really good in the hand. These two ends here, so this is, it depends. I mean, like I've seen some guys who tie it off and then burn it. I've seen some guys who just burn it. I tend to just burn it. But because this is a Dyneema bag, I don't want to have the lighter too close to here. So what I'm going to do for this ghetto demonstration is I'm just going to tie it off for now. So yes, so I just tied it off here. Now I'm going to cut it. I'll cut it really close to this knot. Now this knot is clean. What you can actually do here is just cut it off, burn it, and then just push it in with something metal, and it will all coagulate in there. But I'm not gonna do that for this, because on this particular bag, that's not how I was planning to do it. I'm also going to tie off this end here. Now it looks a bit nasty with these little knots here, but I mean, you can clean it up. So I will probably cut it to right about here. So I cut it like right to the edge, and then I will do the same on the edge of this knot. Okay, so basically I cut them to the edges of the knots like so, and I'll just burn the edge of the knot there so that it will stay. So I'm just burning the edge like so, and then what I like to do is I'll just take something like metal, like my multi-tool knife here, and I will just kind of give it a little jam down, which just, you can see what that does. It kind of helps the coagulation process. It might take a couple of goes. But yeah, there we go. So there we have it. It is a makeshift. It is a slightly ghetto, slightly beginner, but nonetheless not so bad paracord grab handle. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. For the 10th time, I'm going to say I'm not a professional by any means, but it is something I learned recently and I am enjoying it. And I think a lot of people are worried about doing it, even though it is super easy. Get yourself some decent paracord, give it a go. That's it for me. I'm sweating. Talk soon, kids. Bye-bye.